Attorney Shaffer. Today on What You Really Want to Know, we answer the question, I am a lawful permanent resident or U.S. citizen. How do I bring my family member to the U.S. as a permanent resident, and how long does it take? On our previous episode, we discussed part 1 of this process, the Alien Relative Petition. Today we're going to look at part 2, the National Visa Center or NVC process. Once the I-130 petition is received, you're going to get a receipt notice that looks like this. And I'm going to put a copy of this receipt notice on our website at theshapirolawyers.com. And on this receipt notice, in the upper part, and here's a blown up portion of it, there's a box that says priority date. Unless you filed for a family member who is considered an immediate relative, this date is key. This date preserves your family members in line for a visa. And the next step cannot be started until a visa number is available for your relative. Immediate relatives do not have to wait and can start the NVC process as soon as the I-130 petition is approved. Processing times for the alien relative or I-130 petition vary. In our experience, they take about 6 to 8 months to get approved. Once it's approved, the case is transferred to the NVC. And if the visa number is immediately available, the NVC will contact you and your family member to begin the next part of the process, which includes paying the affidavit of support and immigrant visa fees, collecting and submitting all the required civil documents, filling out the online immigrant visa application, and you, the petitioner, will file an affidavit of support with supporting documentation. And if your income and assets combined are not high enough, you're going to need a joint sponsor to also file an affidavit of support with the supporting financial documentation. Once all of that is done and complete and sent to the NVC, the U.S. Embassy or Consulate abroad will notify your family members of when his or her interview will take place and what, if any, other documents are needed. If a visa number is not immediately available, then your family member is going to have to wait to start the NVC process. NVC is going to notify you and your family member when the visa number is available. Current wait times range from about a year to over 15, almost 20 years, depending on your family visa's preference category and in some cases, their country of citizenship. To get an estimate of how long your family member is going to have to wait, you can go to travel.state.gov and look up the most recent visa bulletin. I will also include a link to the site on our website as well. You're going to look for your family member's preference category, and that's based on his or her relationship to you. And then you're going to go down to the family-sponsored visa application chart. The date that you see in the chart corresponding to the preference category represents the priority date, which I mentioned earlier, of the applications currently being processed. This means that the date on your family member's receipt notice, the priority date, has to be that day or earlier in time in order for them to begin the NVC process. Once your family member's date becomes current, the National Visa Center will notify you and your family member to start the NVC process. Within a few months of being notified by NVC, your family member should be able to enter the U.S. with an immigrant visa, and then within 30 days of entering the U.S. should receive his or her green card in the mail. This is a complex and lengthy process, and the assistance of an experienced immigration attorney can ensure that your family member is able to join you as quickly and painlessly as possible. If you need help filing for your loved one, or you're worried that your pending application is taking too long, contact us today. That's all for this episode of What You Really Want to Know. Thanks for watching.